Evening, Gasheads, and welcome back to another episode and another winning episode. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm sure you all are after this mad couple of games. Yeah, 2 wins in a row, 2 home wins in a row as well, to say the least, which is very good. And yeah, welcome back. Thank you, everyone, for joining live. Thanks to everyone that watches back. As always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe if you're new, get in your comments if you're watching live. Of course, leave your comments after, leave your predictions after. And yeah, just me and Neil again tonight. Josh has had a bit of a crappy day in work, so me and Neil again tonight. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, mate. All good. Yourself?
Love that. Yeah, mate. All good, mate. Buzzing, to be fair. It's actually nice to, talk about 2 wins again, which more than nice. It feels amazing, to be honest. But yeah, episode 107. We will be getting into the Warsaw game. We'll, go back and look at the January window, talk about the 3 signings that we made on deadline day. Of course, talk about some players that left as well. And then, we'll get into Chesterfield in a bit, hoping to make it 3 wins in a row in the league for 4 years. The last time we won 3 games in a row in the league was October 2022, when we beat Cambridge at home, when we had a certain Josh Coburn on loan, MK away with an Evans penalty, and Cheltenham away 4-1, Aaron Collins hat-trick, and Luke Southwood was in goal for Cheltenham that day. So, yeah, it would be nice if we can finally do it, because there's been a lot of times. I think there was twice last season we could have done it, or maybe even 3 times, actually, and we didn't. And, yeah, it would be amazing. But, yeah, thanks to everyone for joining. Pasty Gas. See that cheesy smile. What a turnaround in form by Hayner. Yeah, it feels amazing, mate. Feels good, doesn't it? Evening, Fall on Blue. Evening, lads. What a week it's been. We go again Saturday. Evening to Elizabeth. Evening, guys. Evening to you. Jenny Jones as well. Bruno, evening to you. It's been amazing. Swindon away will be huge if we keep it going on a run. Sell out Gas. Yeah, got my ticket today. Rovers are back. Yeah, Rovers are back. Hutch, who? Conte, who? Join the tiny clubs. We look better without the toxic group. I'm here for Thursday therapy. Wait, hang on, says Tom Butler. Exactly. No Thursday therapy this week. Let's hope there's no more for the rest of the season. Even into Bourne Gas as well. I seen his tweet. Northern Gas, somewhere between Manchester and Leeds, 6.5-hour round trip. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of Rovers fans, a lot of loyal Gassids that come from far and wide. I know Sonny and his mate come from London. Every home and away game. There's another kid. I forgot his name, and I know him as well, so I apologise. And he watches, but he lives in Warrington, and he goes every home and away game as well. But yeah, fair play to you. 6.5-hour round trip. That's mental. Thanks for tuning in. Dave Brimble, evening to you. Huddersfield Gas. Joe Jarrett, evening to you. Evening Chris Collier, evening Happy Gas. Let's not get carried away. Remember, 10 points clear last season, then the Wolves got slashed by Abdul. Evening to Joe as well, evening to you. Pasty Gas, yeah, there's loads of you. Foxy as well, 3 points again on Saturday, hopefully. Yeah, thanks to everyone tuning in. Like, all that good stuff. It really does help out hype the video as well if you're watching after. Evening to Dave as well. Dave Hope, big up to you. Georgia Gas as well in the chat again. Ultralight videos. Did someone say playoff? I wish. Even to LPP as well. Evening Gas behind the goal. Yeah, behind the goal of Swindon. And behind the goal on Tuesday, seeing that Bulmer. Wow, I don't even know what to say. What a strike. That's it. Sam is the one from Warrington. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the Warsaw game straight away, and then we'll get into January after, because you cannot start with that game really, because 3 points. A Camrich scoring again. A Camrich, madly enough, is now our 2nd joint top goal scorer in the league, and he's only been in 4 games. Joint top goal scorer with Ellis Harrison. He gets another goal. Balmer with the volley. Another clean sheet. All around really good performance. Probably the best performance, best all-round 90-minute performance of the season. Neil, what did you make of that? Because obviously you went with a draw, which was, again, we would have all took that before the game. Me and Josh went with 2-1 wins. Yeah, what did you make? Rovers actually went unchanged as well for, I think, I want to say it's the first time this season, even on the good run we went on earlier on in the season. I cannot remember us keeping the same team. But yeah, what did you make of the performances, the way we set up, the way we played? Yeah, and of course another win.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by how we set up shape wise, because it's what they're growing into being comfortable in doing and getting a little bit of success doing it. I was surprised that he went unchanged, especially in a 3-game week. But I think going on what you've seen since he's been here, that's probably the most Steve Evans like performance of the side that you've seen since he's been here, to be honest. And I think even the additions he's made, obviously prior to the window, the ones that played, that's probably their best performance under Evans, as far as getting their feet under the table, coming in every day, getting a grasp of what's expected of them, and doing the things that are being asked for. And like I said before, with certain managers, all the good ones, their teams sort of resemble their personality. Mm-hmm. And I think this is what you're going to see of Evans. Like, whether we win, lose or draw, the most part of what you see performance-wise as the games tick on, you're going to see those sort of performances that resemble what we've known Evans to be and his sides to be like. And like I said, reflect him as a person, really. If you look at the game, I expected us at best to get a point off the back of a 3-game week. We've been really indifferent. We've got new additions that need to sort of bed in. Warsaw of late have wobbled, but they've known how to not get beat.
Yeah.
And I think I said prior to it that I didn't think they were going to come out the blocks at us. They were going to have a look at us because we're a completely different outfit to what played them previously. And they've seen and identified that the way we're operating now. And I thought they would be a little bit tentative and have a look at us to see where they can navigate getting success. And to be honest, they sort of did that all half. They didn't really come out of their stride. Mm-hmm. And the problem, and with every side, the longer you do it, the longer it takes to get going. If you start at a pretty slow to mediocre tempo, it's hard to ramp up. Really hard to ramp up if you don't set about doing it quickly. And I think we came out second half as well as Warsaw did, and Warsaw just maintained what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And I think we came out second half and really set about Warsaw, especially in the middle of the pitch. I think the conditions suited us far better as personnel and unit, as far as being a Tuesday night, cold, under the lights, pitch not being up to scratch. I think it all went in our favour, because you look at, I know when we had Chang, and I said when Chang sort of went back, like I still didn't have a gauge on what he was as a midfielder. He had little bits of stuff in his game, but I didn't know what he was as a midfielder. And I think you saw the same of him on Tuesday night. That if you set about him, he won't live with you. If you can get after him, and a bit like Clark, you get after him in Chang, and you ramp the intensity up, and you forget about the niceties of the game. And like I talk about earning the right to go and play, and just ambushing them, which is what we did from kickoff second half. And then we got that 5, 6, 7, 8 minute bit of success and found ourselves 2-0 up. But it's another game under Evans where I feel like we navigated 2-0 really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's been times where we really haven't been able to navigate certain comfortable leads and come up short. Even in the situation when we went on that good run under Clark, we were never convincing. We never really played well in it.
No,
we rode our luck a lot in that period. And I think if you look at sort of the Newport game and obviously Tuesday, we've navigated them leads really well as far as the way we operate when we are 2-0 up. But I think
completely.
What also helps is we got a far stronger bench. Like we're not looking at Ollie Dewsbury. Do you know what I mean? We're not to help us out. We've got senior pros to come and do jobs for us now in certain positions where you want to take that game to, as far as man management. But also, like I said before, whether it be the best team on the planet or it be the best team in the National League. Every single decent side needs an out and out gun to try and do something, to flick the switch if a game's not going a certain way. And a Camrich, again, like I said, you need him to show up with a moment every single game, because that's the side we are at the minute. You need him to show up, even if he's not having the best of games and he's on the like periphery of the game. He's not really doing much. You need him to do a bit like what Collins used to do for us, a bit like what Evans used to do for us. You can have a quiet spell, but you've got to deliver a summer at some point. And he did.
It was all about that pass, though. The pass from Shaq was brilliant as well.
Yeah, the pass was good, but the hardest part of football is scoring a goal. The hardest part is the goal. No one's talking about the pass if he misses.
Yeah, no.
So do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
You need him. I've said after Newport, you need him to keep showing up. You can't just do what a lot of players have done for us is have another good game in March and go, oh, God, we might kick on here. You need him to keep delivering those sort of moments. Doesn't necessarily have to be 90 minutes performance where he absolutely runs riot all game. But when we need you, show up. And he's done it. He's done it again. So it's all sort of falling into place as far as what the understanding of what you're going to want to see from this side. But we're far from home and hosed. There's a lot of work to get. Yeah, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work to get done on the pitch, and like Newport and Tuesday night was a far cry from what you saw at like Salford. And when I said like, it was just lazy preparation. And I know the players didn't play well, but that all goes down to coaching staff and everything above them as well. You've got to prepare these lads to go and do what you want them to do. You can't just say, this is what I'm looking for you when they're sat in the changing room. You've got to do your due diligence and prepare meticulously for the sort of football match you're looking to present in front of them. And I don't think they did it at Salford, and that's what you got. They were just lost. But it looks like going into Newport and again Tuesday night, they've got an idea in their head of what to expect and what needs to be achieved, and they look better for it.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree, but also on that, I think confidence helps as well. I think it does, because even with like little things, because you look at it, you know, during the pool, and like you said, it's 2 games. You know, we'll enjoy the moment. You know, like they say in football, you enjoy the moment, but you go again and hopefully win again. But I think confidence is massive, because you could even tell in the Newport game. I know Newport were poor, but when we got that first goal, and even a little bit before the first goal, you could see, you know, the movement and the passing and the shape, etc. But I think after that first goal at Newport, at home to Newport, you could see the confidence, and I think that helps a lot, because you think about how poor it's been, but like you said, also an understanding and planning, and you know, a lot of players, you know, behind the manager, but also like a few comments of what he said, like players look happy, like you've seen, you know, players look happy, and it helps. I think winning
does
helps.
Winning does that. Like, that's just what winning games does. You can see all the smiles and all the rest of it. It only comes from winning games. It's like that's what that is. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the stuff at full time is well over the top. I think it's well over the top. I don't agree with it at all. Like the full time stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, but I think if you're a fan from another club looking at it, thinking you're Bristol Rovers in League 2 and you're giving it big licks when you're fighting for your lives.
Yeah, but
like, I get it.
We've been starved though this year.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
You've
but
got to enjoy it when they come.
There's enjoying it, and then there's acting like you deserve to. Yeah, there's enjoying it, and then there's acting like you've got an open top bus waiting for you outside to take you around down the Gloucester Road. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's well over the top for me. But you know, whatever.
Let them do their thing. When they,
it doesn't have to be done at all. It doesn't have to be done at all. Like if you're fighting for promotion at the top end, and you're really going for it and you're ramping up, great. But like, look who's in and around us.
I know that is true. It is true, but you've got to enjoy it, because like for us, like the past. And I completely get where you're coming from, and some fans might agree as well. But the way the way we've been with results on the pitch over the last 3 years, you know, probably since the promotion, really, the last time from League Two, you have to. I know it's only, you know, a couple of wins, but we, you know, all of us have been starved big time.
No, I
like,
appreciate that.
Even look at that. Like, look at I put the thing out the other day. Look at the previous, you know, before Newport, we'd only won 3 home games all season, and we've almost, if we beat Chesterfield, touch wood, then you've doubled your home wins from the previous 13 games to win 3 and 3. So I
get it, but there's got to be an expectation around got to be an expectation, a bit of decorum around the club you are, in the division you are, and how you operate. Like, I was expecting fireworks off the West Stand at some point. Do you know what I mean?
It's got to be done though.
But I've not seen. I've seen clubs make playoffs and not celebrate like that.
Yeah, it's probably fair. It's probably fair, but it's got to be done. I was loving every single moment. To be fair, because that's what I mean. When managers say, you know, you know, it's, you got to work for a win, and then you can, you know, it just feels. I know it's early days. I mean, yeah, we could easily not win on Saturday, but you have to enjoy. I mean, yeah, you could probably say it was a bit too much enjoy, but you've got to do it, especially at home. Like, we've been so poor at home. Like, before
looks
Saturday,
bad if we go down though, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, but come on, come on. There's a comment from Charlie as well. Obviously, been on here a lot of times. Yeah, Jack Hunt. Yeah, for me, I know a few people have already commented. Yeah, for me, he's quality, and yeah, he was messed around big time at Rovers. He was fit, and he wasn't allowed. I don't know what the hell was going on, but basically he was training on his own, weren't allowed to train with the team. They weren't including him in content, in videos, etc. And I mean, it happened before Peterborough away. I put a post out on Twitter, and I said, "Oh, who should be our starting right back?" Because at the time, I think Taylor Moore got sent off, I believe, the Wigan game at home when we lost 4-0 or 4-1. Funny enough, against you, Charlie, of course. And then, yeah, I said, who's there? Because Hunt's injured. And then he messaged me saying, by the way, I'm not injured. And yeah, but yeah, he's a quality player. He done well at Stockport. Stockport fans want him to stay. Yeah, he should do well for you. Yeah, a lot of people are already saying that as well. There was also another comment on... Camrich from Patigash. Camrich shows the impact and quality aggressive attacking player can have at this level totally change the vibe in our squad. Yeah, 100%. Even to Kelvin as well, bring on Chesterfield. Still buzzing from Tuesday. 2-0 gas on Saturday. Yeah, but also one thing I completely agree with you, and everyone will say the same thing, is like you said, when you look at the bench, when you look at the difference on the bench, like, it was obviously no fault to Ollie, but you know, when you've got him and when you've got, you know, other players on there, and you think, like, you look at it when we've been, you know, crying out for quality, but then all of a sudden you've got McEachran who's back, which is brilliant. You know, you've got Mies Wright. It's going to be interesting to see the actual bench on Saturday, because the 3 players that we signed on deadline day, we'll get into that in a minute. But you know, you got Tommy Lee, Quidgley, and you got Richie Smallwood as well. So you've got even more players coming in as well. So that, I completely agree. That's a huge thing. But a lot of the season, really, you think about the amount of times, because it's been Ollie a lot of times, because you look at it, Promise has been out since October. Ellis was out, you know, for quite a while as well. And now you've got 2 strikers. Obviously, Morton, the news that Morton, I don't think was going to be, I knew that was going to happen anyway. I'd have kept him if he could stay fit, but he's just suffered a lot in recent years. But that's what I mean. When you can have de Havilland and Mola starting, for example, Saturday, then you could have Smallwood and McEachran on the bench. Like, that's like, even a team like top 3, top 4 would happily take that. So yeah, it's pretty mad, to be honest. Yeah, my thoughts. Yeah, I think, you know, I was confident going into it. But that was the biggest thing, wasn't it? Because we said it a lot of the times over, even this season, before we went on the good run, and in other times where, you've seen a good performance Saturday, but then you have to back it up against a team that are doing, like you said. That's the thing with Warsaw. They don't lose many games, and you can see why, because they're very good defensively. They pretty much sit there on a low block. You can understand why their fans are stressing and want the manager out, because yes, this worked for them most of the season, because when we played them again, I said this a lot about a lot of teams, but Warsaw in particular, like the football was terrible. Like I don't mind it personally if it was just like, remember when we had Graham Coughlin, that was very 50-50, even though we were top 4, top 5 in League One at the time. Some people are like, oh, this football's terrible, but for me, I could cope with it. But it's when you're not winning games, when you're I think they've last few games drew 0-0 twice and then obviously lost to us. But like I said in my reaction, there was one team, even from the kickoff, that wanted to win that game. And like you said, starting with the right intensity is very important. Like you said, if you start slow, then it carries on for a longer period. But for us, yeah, I thought even in the first half, we got into some good areas, but didn't really have the final connection or the final bit of quality. But there was still good moments. You've seen Shaq, the difference in Shaq Ford is night and day. Because to be fair, even under the back end of Darryl Clark, there was some good performances, to be fair. And then there was that one game at Cheltenham where Clark left him out and said poor in training, whatever. But you look at under Evans, I think he's got I want to say 3 assists and a goal in the last 7 games in all competitions, including his goal against Plymouth. But you could just see the confidence, and a player like Shaq Ford, and in the 10 as well. It's almost like Mola, really. It's almost like a new signing. But I thought, defensively, we were brilliant. We didn't really, Charlton had not Charlton, sorry. Because I was thinking of Daniel Cano on loan from Charlton. Warsaw had quite a lot of long shots to put on their stats tally. So people at the end of the game were like, oh, if they didn't go, oh, yeah, we had 3 shots, but they were all pretty much from long range. But I thought we were brilliant to a man. The pressing, just the quality on the ball, winning the battles, running harder. I just think the quality though from everyone. You look at the defense, and we said about it, mainly defensively. I would say, I know we've had a lot of losses, but in a lot of the games where you look at a lot of the 1-0 defeats, like Gillingham, like Notts County, defensively we were actually good. But we were just not scoring. But, Kilgore, leading by example, brilliant. Like all of them, like Bulmer, like you said, looked a little bit dodgy the first few games. But saying that, though, a lot of the signings that we've made, even in the January window, you look at de Havilland, you look at Bulmer, you look at Harbottle, a lot of them have played hardly any games this season. So they're going to take time. Like de Havilland played 89 minutes in all competitions before we signed for us. So they're all going to take. And I mean, you've seen it already. Like I thought everyone to like, even a Camrich, like you said, they were tripling up, doubling up on him all game. But the brilliant pass from Shaq, and then like you said, player like a Camrich, you never thought he was going to miss that. I was celebrating even before he took the shot. I was that confident. But everyone, I just thought we were brilliant. And
the thing with Shaq is the biggest thing for Shaq is Sotirio's out the way. Sotirio's out of his way. He's gone. Yeah. So you've got no other influence on him. So that's the biggest thing. I think you probably see the same old Shaq if Sotirio was still knocking about.
Yeah, but I think that's credit to Evans as well, though, because he said in Will Murray, shout out to him who does the Bristol Live, he's talked, like Evans has said. And yeah, I know stuff we've talked about Evans the past few weeks and some comments, etc. But the way he's like, players have been bullying him, like joking with him in training, because Evans said he's like my son. Like he's proper, and he is that sort of player. Like you need to put arms around him, but you're seeing the rewards in performances. And even when you look at like the last, I think there was a minute left of the added time, and he's sprinting and chasing down, and he actually got the ball. Like even little bits like that, but you're seeing, like, we all knew there's quality in there. We all know, because he's only 21. Like there's lots of potential in there, and you can see it. He's very good technically, and even in this new role that he's playing, because we've never played him there before. He's looking really good, and hopefully he just keeps it up as well as everyone else. Because yeah, I was just so happy, and it was all round, wasn't it? Like, would you also agree that was I think that's the only Newport we done it, but Newport's Newport. But I think that's the only time this season that we've put in a full 90-minute display. Would you agree on that, or am I going mad?
No, I think like it's as close. It's probably as close as you can to it. I think could we have been better first half? Yeah, probably. But as far as what we've seen this season from, opening day onwards, that's probably as good as we've seen.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, a lot of people agreeing in the comments. Ultralight saying we actually look composed. Yeah, that's another thing. Very, very composed. When things slightly go against us instead of pure panic. Yeah. But it also helps when we've got confidence. I think I said it after Newport, but confidence is massive.
The weirdest thing about Tuesday, and I don't go on about officials because, like I said, they're all the same for me. But it was a clear example. That official was a clear example of someone who knew the laws but didn't know the game.
Yeah,
he knew the laws of the game. Like the positions he was taking up in that game were frightening. I couldn't believe, and I don't give officials stick. Like I said, they are frustrated footballers, all of them. They all wish they could do it. But this bloke was, again, knew the laws, great, but he didn't understand the game one bit.
He was. It was that bit, wasn't it, with the player? I think it was Corny Clark for them. He's taking his flipping underneath vest or whatever, or thermal off, and what are you doing? And the refs are, like you said, absolutely clueless. But luckily it didn't mean anything because we won. So but that's what I mean. Like you said, I just thought the performance from everyone was brilliant. I thought, but that's the thing. Like you said, it was interesting that, and I get it as well. You want to, Evans probably. I would think, even though we won, and we'll obviously get into lineups, etc., but you would think there would be a couple of changes. Although what I will say is that, because I completely forgot, I thought Oldham was next week, but it's not. So we've got another 4 weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's unchanged. But like you said, there is now quality and good players. I mean, let's get into some more comments, and then we'll get into the window. Waiting for Neil to mention little old Nan again. Best form of defense is attack. We can't ever see us being successful if we go into games looking for draws. Need to go. Yeah, definitely front foot. 11 more points for us in February. Hope so. Pass the gas. I feel more confident with Brad Young in goal for the moment. So much more commanding, and has helped out the defense. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. When was it? Not the pod on Sunday, but the one on the Thursday before. But I like Southwood. I think he's quality. But to be fair, it's a big decision to make from Evans. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Brad Young, isn't it? He's such a tall. And there's one thing being tall, by the way, because I've seen some keepers in years of watching football, and you think even they're not commanding. But that's the thing with him; he's very, very commanding. Like you've seen, it was the bit in the first half or throughout a lot of the game where the only position they looked like they were going to do anything Warsaw was either from a long throw or from a corner. And there was a few times where Flint was right near the keeper and Brad Young just come out and got it. I think it helps a lot, and it gives the defense a lot of confidence. But yeah, fair play to Brad Young, because it's, for a lot of the season, he's only really played in the EFL trophy games. But yeah, credit to him. He's done very well. He's took that, he's took it with both hands, and he's been brilliant, to be fair to him. And like you said, it helps out the defence as well. They're a lot more confident. And to be fair to Brad as well, his distribution has been brilliant. That's one thing I will say about him as well. Like, I remember in pre-season, even the kicks are massive, but his distribution has been very good as well. And communication, you can hear him as well, loud and clear. Let's get to some more comments. You have to enjoy it, but I think a lot of it comes from the social media team. And I think most teams do it now. Yeah. You're on about the fist pumps, but yeah. I think it was a bit different this week because there was 5 sets, weren't there? There was Evans, there was
went on forever, didn't it?
Bulmer. Mate, you've got to be done though. I love it. I know, like some of you, I know we're in a terrible position and whatever, but you have to, especially with the fans, because I think a lot of the fans for a lot of this season, and like I mentioned, like throughout the last 3 years of like the disconnect and the frustration and the anger, it's been terrible. So for even a little, I know some people and maybe opposition fans as well, they might think, what the hell are you doing? But you need to, when a win comes around and when you've been as bad as us over the last 3 years, you need to make it count. But yeah, I get it. I completely get it. Someone said you'll be banned if Neil was the owner of Rovers. I'm
all for celebrating and enjoying wins, but Jesus Christ, like, let's be real. Like, that was a bigger display than when Forest Green got promoted at our place and they celebrated at the end of the game on our pitch.
Nah.
I was like, what?
Forest Green were on there. They were. That was limited.
Hold on, you've got 3 points. That's all you've got. You've got 3 points in February.
3 massive points, mate.
Okay, but does that warrant like a ticker tape parade and every single bloody? Jesus Christ, mate!
100%. Like I said, look at it. Look at how many games we won last year. Look how many games we've won over the last 3 years. We're like bottom 5 in the EFL for.
So next year, next year when we win the first round of the FA Cup against some 2-bob team, we're all glitz and glamoring. Like, do you mean? We're all giving it massive time because we've got 3 points at home in League 2 in February.
Yeah, but come on.
Like, I'm not saying don't celebrate and enjoy the win, but
it's a big win.
It was like we won the league.
It wasn't that mad.
How many other sides get, what is it, 5, 6 of their players?
Everyone.
5, 6 of their players for winning at home on a Tuesday night in just a general fixture. What is that?
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. Yeah, Charlie as well saying about I saw he didn't play any games over the November to January time. I assumed he was injured, but yeah, he wasn't injured. Yeah, he wasn't injured. It was mental. Dave saying happiest I've seen Charlie was Tuesday night. Yeah, I seen you. Yeah, I was buzzing. Yeah, I seen you after. Yeah, buzzing, man. I mean, to be fair, when it comes to like me, for me there's not really any in between for me. Like, for me, I'm either absolutely delighted, or if we lose, it just gets to me so much. Like, I'm either really fuming or really buzzing. There ain't really an in between, to be honest. So yeah, that's just me. That's just my emotions. I'm sure some of you would be the same. Some of you are different. But yeah, I'll definitely enjoy it when I can. On top of Tuesday, many positive. One of my favourite moments was Shaq quick glance around to see where Cambridge was. Check out on the highlights. Yeah, definitely. The pass was the little scooped pass, brilliant. And yeah, to be fair, there's what else? I love the celebrations. Saying Claire, it was lovely to see our joy after so long in total misery. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I seriously cannot believe we managed to get money for Satiri, by the way. How have we pulled that off? Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Josh, did that funny. If you go and watch Josh's transfer roundup on his YouTube, if you haven't, there was a little clip he done. It was like, went up to the screen and was like, we actually got money for him. Yeah, it was mad. Big up to Josh as well, because he recently forgot to mention it at the start, but he recently hit 1,000 subscribers. So That's mad. So I'm buzzing for him as well. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Claude Mola Lele saying Mola, unbelievable man. And man, I know you could probably give it to all of them, and I know Mola won it, but who would you have given if you was to say one player stood out? Who would you have given it to?
Oh,
tough one, isn't it? Because
I don't know that everyone did their job. Everyone did what they were meant to do and played well. Yeah, I think you'd be hard pushed to give it to anyone sort of anyone like on the nose. To be honest, like I said, anyone could have had it. It was just a job well done, wasn't it?
Yeah. When was the last? I'm trying to think. When was the last time you could have said that though? When was the last time you could probably give 7-8 players man of the match? Is pretty mad. Tom Butler saying everyone raving about Mola, but Ford for me is the biggest turnaround. He didn't even used to run for the previous 3 managers. Charlie, why don't you get opposition fans on the pod? I mean, I don't know. It's almost come as a not even thought about it. It's just been mainly me, Neil, and Josh. And I mean, we chat enough as it is. So hopefully, to be fair, like a lot of League 2 fans, I'm not for for a lot of clubs. A lot of them aren't really on, social media or stuff. But I will try and do it again. I know obviously last season we were getting a lot, but yeah, I will try and do it more because it is good to get an insight. I mean, to be fair, I do, as most of you know, I try and do my stats anyway. So, but it is always good to get obviously their own thoughts on the club as well. Ben saying Casamola, honestly. Double sessions paying off. Warsaw fans saying they were shocking, but I think because we wanted it more and stopped them. We were brilliant. To be fair, I don't think they were terrible. I thought they were like good defensively, but like I said, they only come here. They didn't come here to win a game. They did not come here to win. And we did. We wanted to win that game, even the first half. Even though you could probably say there wasn't much to separate, I thought we were the only team that wanted to get it forward and play. And yeah, it's pretty mad, to be fair. Evans has spent money, but what he's done with those 2 players shows he's doing more than recruiting. Yeah, that's what I mean. Making players what you've got better. Yeah, that's what you've got to do. Can't wait for Neil's take on Evans saying Shatford is like my son. Yeah, it's true that like he is one of those players that needs arm round and like he said about the in training and stuff. But yeah, I think we've tried to get as much info and as much giddiness and as much joy on the win, but let's get into the transfer window. Bit of a mad one, as we know, the 3 signings on deadline day. Small on loan, Tommy Lee on loan, Joe Quidgley on an undisclosed fee. Then you had Camille Conte, Hutchinson go out. We all pretty much knew or thought that Hutchinson was go out. We talked about that on a lot of the last pod. Yeah, overall 9 in and 11 out, as we seen a few days after. Anthony, who looked good in pre-season but has never got a chance. He's left the club. But yeah, Sotirio on a permanent money as well. Blongo to Rochdale, Conte Hutch on loan, Drewsbury on loan, Lapata, Chang, Negru, Izaka, Cottrell, as we know, got recalled. And then Camrich on loan, Reichs, undisclosed fee, Bulmer on loan, Harbottle, free transfer, Smordley on loan, De Havilland, undisclosed fee, Thompson Summers on loan, and Quidgley with the fee. What do you make of the window in general? But what's more of your thoughts on the 3 new players, Smallwood, Tommy Lee, and Quidgley? Because for me, I mean, I always obviously try and be. I was probably, to be fair, a lot of the fans have said it, and I wasn't knocking him. I was just giving, like, for me, I try to be as, maybe sometimes I'm too honest, but I try to give my honest thoughts on Quidgley. I completely agree that he's the sort of what's the word? The sort of player that we were looking for up front. Someone to win the ball, be horrible, be nasty. But yeah, obviously the goal record isn't that good. But like you said, not all strikers, i.e. Loft, because I on the other post, a lot of people probably seen this on the other post before we signed him, when we were linked with him. I said Ryan Loft 2.0. So yeah, with that one, I think it was the right sort of profile that we needed. Smallwood, again, some people might say, oh, you know, you're saying about you know, the Quidgley one, etc., but also Smallwood. But the thing is with Smallwood, I know a lot of Tranmere fans have gone, wow, like awful, terrible player. But I look at his career and what he's done, and the games he's played, like nearly 600, 4 promotions, 200 games over the last 4 years. But I think that's a really good signing. And I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, some places it doesn't work out. But if he does well, I know this is early, but if he does well, then I wouldn't be surprised if next year we sign him on a 1-year contract, because Evans knows him. He had him at Rotherham. And Tommy Lee is one I like a lot. Accrington, I thought he was a brilliant player. Hasn't quite worked out since he left there, but I think to get another body, you know, number 8 in midfield, I think is really good. But Evans also talked about the free agent market, because as we know, I was very surprised that we didn't sign a centre-back. I was very surprised that we didn't get a versatile fullback, but there is still the free agent market. What's your thoughts on the free new players that we had on deadline day, and also Conte leaving? Because I you know, we spoke about Hutch, but what do you make of Conte leaving and the free players that we brought in?
Yeah, Conte leaving's probably an amicable one. He probably wants out himself. Yeah. And if to be honest, if I'm Evans, regardless of how good a player is or not, or what I think of him as a man or as a player, if you've been part of the culture that has got the football club to where it is at the minute, to write a new culture, you sort of need them bodies out of the way, even if they're good people, even if they've not really contributed to it. You just need to sort of sweep clean a little bit to build something else.
Yeah.
And like I've always said with Connor, he's a talented boy, Camille. He's a talented boy. But what he suffered from here at Bristol Rovers is a constant turnover of manager. And that boy has never been coached while he's been here. He's never been developed into anything. It's all put Camille in there, put a plaster on that situation, put him in there, put a plaster on that situation. He's never been coached to fulfill a role on a certain side and really make something his own. And that's probably why he's gone to the club and the level that he's gone to, right? He's gone to an area that he's familiar with as far as location.
Yeah.
And there's probably a load of League One clubs looking at Camille and thinking there's an opportunity there that we could go and get him. But I'm not surprised he's gone to League One, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd have stayed in League Two, because obviously his output hasn't been that great. But for potential and what you could turn that boy into, then I'm not shocked at all. Yeah, you just need to get work into him.
Yeah. Yeah, I like all of us to say, I don't think being injured for 6-7 months helped.
It ain't gonna help, is it?
But
and your part, it's very, like I said before, it's very, very hard to become to expend your levels to being really, really playing really, really well in a poor side. It's really difficult. Yeah. And for a boy who's only, what is he, 22? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's tough. Like he needs to go somewhere where it's on good momentum, good energy, good feeling. People have got a load of time for him, can coach and develop him. He never had that here.
No, yeah, but yeah, I echo, and I think everyone in the comments and everyone watching would echo as well that, like you said, even if you're good, bad, you know, had injuries, not played a lot, like you said, getting players out the door that, you know, have been in, like you said, the culture. Yeah, I definitely.
There's always exceptions to the rule. I mean, like,
definitely.
Joey never got rid of everyone. He kept one or two, and I expect if things carry on and we get to the summer, he'll want to keep hold of Mola. But like for the most part, you'll want to sweep it clean from what was before, as far as what got us to this situation. Like even, I know we're going off piece, but even it wouldn't surprise me if he wants to try and get rid of Promise in the summer, to be honest, because it's just a lot of money. It's just a lot of money on a medical table, isn't it? It's a lot of your budget just sat there doing nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Big up to Barber Kai as well. Do you think Evans will sign a contract? Yeah, I think he will, as long as we stay up. And yeah, as long as I think he's pretty happy. Yeah, I think obviously there's still plenty of games to go. Obviously, when we do our end of season review, etc., or end of season pod, I'm sure if we're doing well, if we get a bit of momentum, and he'll have a lot more, with the players that are out of contract or the players that he'll want to get rid of and spaces freed up, etc. I'm sure he will want to stay. If the opportunity is right and if he feels happy and if everything goes together. So definitely I think even into Oasis Gas as well. Let me just get that up. Listen to Having a Gas. Sounds like Quidgley wasn't the one we bid for last week. Yeah, that was right. We did say it a little bit because there was a player. A lot of people are saying, I don't know if, again, I said this last week. I don't know anything. This is just a guess, but I think it was, or I could guess it was Jamie Reid, because it was a player. Rovers wanted to sign a player that wanted to come here, but his international manager didn't want him playing in League Two. So I'm guessing that would have been the striker. So yeah, I've seen that as well. But yeah. What do you make of the three signings though? Quidgley, Smallwood, and Tommy Lee, striker, midfielder, sort of like like your favourite player, Coots, in that mould. I said that on my video. It's basically a Coots type of midfielder. But yeah, what do you make of that?
Now the window's closed and the business is done. That looks far more like the sort of Evans window that you'd expect it to look like, as far as established senior pros and sort of League One, League Two household names, recognised names that you're aware of. And ultimately, that's what Evans was brought in for. The window was because he always acts, like I said before, law of averages, always signs good players, recognised senior pros to come and play for him. And come the end of the window, that's pretty much what he's gone and got. I've seen Quidgley play a few times. Like a good pal of mine played with him for a season, and I've seen him play a few times, and I really like him. And if you're going to be naive enough to just look at his goal record and go, he's no good, without like being crass about it, he's not been brought here to score goals. He hasn't been brought. No manager has ever signed Quidgley to score goals. He's a foil to play off of. Yeah. And what he's going to do, much like Lofty, he'll get you up the pitch. He'll win you good fouls. He'll be aggressive. He'll occupy centre halves so your more talented players can be freed up. He'll defend the near post. He'll win first contacts in both boxes, and he'll just be that awkward, aggressive nuisance that you need in a league, especially now the contract's been signed for like 2.5 years or whatever it is that he's got, just to go in over the course of 40 plus games, get you up the pitch in a league where it is direct and it is off dead balls, and he'll serve his purpose. He really will. Yeah. And if he and what you can't do is get to the end of the season and go, he's not weighed in with nothing, he's crap. Like, what you've got to look at is if he's not being aggressive, if he's not occupying centre halves, if he's not winning first contact, and he is getting shrugged off the ball, then you can slam him. But if he's giving you all of that, that's his role.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, I did also say that. I did also say that in the video. I did say he is brought in to occupy and be horrible and bring others into play.
Don't look at him just because he's a centre forward. Don't look at him as a goal scorer.
Yeah.
To one of Lofty's,
a lot of us done that.
One of Lofty's, I know he'll be remembered for Port Vale, but one of Lofty's best ever games for us was away at Swindon. Where he just tormented their backline constantly. Yeah. They couldn't get out because if he wasn't giving away fouls, he was winning them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. I'm just trying to get something to happen on here. I can't get the comments up. It's been a bit of a nuisance. What do you make of the Tommy Lee one in Smallwood? Do you know well, I'm sure you know quite a lot about Small. I don't know if you know much about Tommy Lee.
Again, like I said, a recognised EFL player that's got good numbers, always pretty much fit. Like, I know he's only 25, but if you look at his of what he's churned out as far as games, he's near enough a vet. You know what I mean? He's well established. So
by the way, sorry to cut in. Have you seen the video of him? Have you seen that video that went viral?
Of what? No, I don't really pay much attention to any of it, to be honest.
So basically, I'm sure most of you have seen this, but if you haven't already, there was there was an interview that he done when he was at Accrington, and they were talking about his Pompey days because he come from Pompey in that sort of area, and basically he shit himself in an interview while literally, and it is there for everyone to see. It's a bit of a bad one, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, let off the right. Yeah, honestly, it's mad. Some of you would have probably seen it. Others you might, hey, no, what the hell are you on about? But yeah, if you can, type it on YouTube. But yeah, I completely agree. And yeah, like you said, the what do you make of the Smallwood one? Do you agree what me and Josh have already said, and what? So, because to be fair, even I've still seen most Rovers fans, and to be fair, everyone has got their own thoughts, but a lot of them have said, "Oh, look at him, how crap he's been at Tranmere," and you know what fans have said. But I completely went away from that and just seen what he's done in the EFL, and you know his work and stats and promotion speak for itself. But what do you make of that one? Are you happy with getting Coots 2.0?
Yeah, I think for Evans it is. It's just a nice, comfy, convenient one for him, isn't it? He knows exactly what he's going to get. You've got a senior pro that again has churned out a lorry load of games, generally always fit and available if needed. But ultimately, he's been brought in for influence. He's been brought in for influence, and I suppose it's similar to Coots in the sense that Joey made Coots an extension of himself when he's on the pitch, you know. And in training and in the dressing room, he's just a standard setter, and he'll probably look for Smallwood to be like that. To be honest, whether he plays a load of games, I don't know, but he'll be brought in for influence more than anything. Good, solid senior pro, knows how to win promotions, win games, what it takes to be successful. I think it's more for influence more than anything. And if he can like nurse us along the line to keep us up, then all the better. I don't know what the summer brings for any of them, to be honest, that are on short-term deals. But the window's been done really with a short-term view of getting us over the line. I know the Harbottle one's there that's been done, and the Quigley one's been done on a longer term scenario. But the majority of the window's been to nurse us over the line. Yeah,
definitely. Big up to Tor. I can see little comments. Yeah, Door on Tour. Big up, Charlie. Hit the likes. Yeah, legend. Nottingham Forest, gas. Big up Elliot Anderson. I completely agree. What do you make of the whole? Yeah, I mean, you've said little parts there, but what do you make of the whole window and the players that have come out and come in? Obviously, like you said, most of them, like you said, apart from Harbottle, really of Harbottle. Who else do we? Yeah, Harbottle, De Havilland. Yeah, De Havilland's another one. Like you said, you could see his quality. He just needed minutes. I didn't work with Evans before, but obviously Evans is very close with Posh and McAntony, etc. And obviously the players going out. Yeah, Soteriou. Yeah, definitely. Everyone's buzzing with that. Blongo, great guy, but not good enough for us in League Two. And yeah, like you said, Hutchinson we knew. Dewsbury good to him, forgot on loan. Anthony. It's a shame. I would have liked to see him play more, but it is what it is. And then, like you said, the 5 loanees, etc. But yeah, let's get into Chesterfield. We've got about 6-7 minutes left. I want to try and keep this an hour, but big up to everyone of you here. Nearly 110 people watching live. Please hit the like button and please do subscribe if you're new. If you know anyone that loves Rovers content, then get them to subscribe as well. Appreciate everyone that are tuning in live right now in the comments. Although I can't see many comments, but appreciate everyone being here. Make sure you follow the socials as well. Fan Hub code, that's in the description. Big up to our sponsor as well, ERG DIY Decorating, Alan Purnell. make sure you check out his sponsor as well. He's helping supporting us, so please help him and support his company. But yeah, Chesterfield, we lost to them early on in the season, 3-1. They're doing quite well. 8th in the league, won 11, drew 12, lost 6. Again, a team that draws a lot of games but doesn't lose many. Only 6 losses. So I think they got 2 less than Warsaw. They're currently on 35 points. A team that have got some good technical players like Markinde, like Dobra, like Bonis up front, top goal scorer, 7 goals. Markinde on 6 goals. Mandeville in the 10, 7 assists. Will Grigg, 3 goals. You got Tom Naylor, experienced quality. McFadden, who scored in the away game, 38 years of age, been a top defender throughout the EFL. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. You know, they've come off the back of drawing with Warsaw, 2-2, beat Salford 1-0 away, lost to Newport away, drew 0-0 with Bromley, and drew 2-2 with MK Dons. They've only got 1 win in 7, but again, they've only lost 2 of those games and they've got 4 draws. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. But if we were to win 3 games in a row, then that would be brilliant. Like I said, if you joined us late at the start of the episode, we haven't won 3 games in a row in the league since October 2022, which is insane. But yeah, what do you make of Paul Cook and his Chesterfield side?
Yeah, I had them winning the whole thing, to be honest, in the summer. They were my pick to win the league, to be honest, because that's what Paul Cook does. He manages to get sides promoted, and like Chesterfield, they had a decent budget. He built a good side, missed out narrowly, and I thought they'd go again and be a bit better. And we're only in February, and they'll be well in the mix come the end of it. Yeah, I think they're just solid, aren't they? Just a solid League Two side that you expect to be there or thereabouts come the end.
Yeah, I completely agree. Tom saying, what happens when Lockie is fit? Well, he's got to try and fight to get in the team, basically. Yeah, because at the moment, like you said, you earn your starting place by performing. And at the moment, I know it's only 2 games, but everyone has performed really well. And yeah, it's the same as the new signings, although it may be a little bit different on, like I said at the start, you know, obviously we'll pretty much get into our lineups now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's changes. But then also with another week to a game, then you could probably get away with starting the same team again. But on the other hand, you need I think there might be a few. It'd be interesting because I think, you know, you've got Mace Rykes, you've got Quidgley, you know, Tommy Lee, Smallwood, even McEachran. You know, it's tough when it comes to what teams should play and how many changes, etc. I'll get into Josh's team first, but let us know what team would you go with. Josh has pretty much gone for the exact same team, apart from he thinks, well, he is finding it hard to choose between De Havilland and McEachran. And he also thinks Joe Quidgley. He's put Joe Quidgley in his lineup as well. But everything else, bat free, goalie, Camrich, Sparks, Mola, Caven, Ford is the same, but only 2 changes he's pondering. Neil, what would you do, or what would you think is gonna happen with the lineup?
I'd be amazed if he goes and starts that side again. Like some of them lads' legs are hanging off. Do you know what I mean? Like that medical team will be in his ear saying you can't play him, and you definitely can't give him 90. Like there's certain players that will be instructed to rest because they're on the brink of red zone probably. So like if you look at what Caven's got through recently as far as work rate, like I've said before, if his AMI goes ping, you're in a world of trouble as far as where you lose a load of quality at the top of the pitch. So you've got to manage these lads. You can't just run them until they break. Like you've really got to be cautious and manage their load given what these fixtures are looking like. I'd go. I wouldn't change everything, and I wouldn't change loads of personnel, because then you lose the continuity of what you've built up. But you need to be understanding of looking at some players and thinking, you know what, you've probably got an hour. You've probably got an hour for me. Or you might be looking at another player and go, you know what, you're going to have to be there as precaution on the bench. You might have to give me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And just weigh it up like that, depending on what you're coming up against. But I try not to change as much as I could as far as what that personnel looks like as far as load and if they're struggling and what the medical team are the information that's being passed back. I go Young in goal again, Farmer, Kilgore, Harbottle, if all fit and available. De Havilland and Mola again in that middle, because I don't think that they don't look like they're struggling. They look like they're getting through a good amount of work and like they're not suffering for it. I'd go a Camrich and Sparks off of Ford again. I think you look at Camrich, I think you're probably looking at getting an hour out of him because he's cramping up massively at the minute. The demands of EFL football from coming from academy football is catching up quick with him.
Yeah.
And then I'd go Lee playing off of Quidgley, yeah.
Interesting. So you're playing both together. Yeah, because like you said, yeah, Caven is basically running flat out for 90 minutes.
If you break that kid, you could lose him for 10, 12 weeks.
Yeah. And this is, like you said, it's the same with Ellis as well. To be fair,
and at Cambridge, to a certain extent, you've really got to look at managing his minutes and going, do you know what? You might even have to tell him from kickoff, you've got an hour. You're getting dragged on an hour regardless.
Yeah, it's a tough one because even the Sparks things worry me because he's the only wing back / left mid, you can play Thomas there, but Thomas is out of contract. I don't think. Although he does put a hell of a shift in, I don't think.
But that might be enough. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to bring him on with 20 to go, all you might need is a work rate. All you might need is legs. Look at the substitution
to start. Sparks every game, 90 minutes.
This is what I'm saying. I never ever look at a side and go, that is designed to you have a starting side and you have a side that's going to finish, and they don't look the same.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm just trying to look through the comments because I think someone sent a super chat, but I cannot see my comments. My comments has gone absolutely mad. So if anyone could let me know if there's a super chat or if my thing's just playing up, I do not know. So someone said on the little bit I can see, someone said, I think it was Andrew said, if Rovers win, I'm putting fireworks on an open-top bus down Gloucester Road, and I want Neil at the top, top or the front of the bus. Yeah, that would be. I need to see that. I need to see that.
Look, well, if you see what you've seen on Tuesday, what is it going to look like after 3 on the spin? If you where does it stop? Where does it end? Do you know what I mean? Where does it end?
Where does it end? Is when we get in the playoffs. That's where it ends.
So what, is there going to be everyone dressing in black if we don't make the playoffs? Then is it?
Oh, no, I don't know. You got to keep it going. If you're winning, I love it. Fist bumps gas, isn't it? Fist bumps gas. I think there was
I don't mind celebrating wins, but Christ alive, you've got to have some sort of understanding of what is, not over the top and not. There's no cup at the end of it. There's no trophy getting pedalled out at the end of it. Just 3 points on a Tuesday night, isn't it?
I need a trophy at the end of the season. There better be a trophy.
Tell me what that is. Tell me what that's going to be.
Wembley gas, isn't it? What are you saying?
What are you going for? The tour? How are we getting? What are we going to Wembley for?
How are we getting there? Well, we're ordering a bus. You're driving it. You're at the front of it, and Rovers are getting promoted against Swindon in the playoff final.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet off you. You name your odds and you name your price. I'll take that bet off you.
No, I'm just getting giddy now. But yeah, if there was to be, you'll be. If there is somehow anything happening, you'll be at the front of that bus.
Mate, if we got to that,
in your hands.
if we got to that Virtue Daft thingy trophy, I wouldn't have gone to Wembley to watch that. I wouldn't have gone to Wembley to watch. That's such a shit competition.
Mate, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Man.
I think it's embarrassing.
People say it's shit, but look at Sunderland and Pompey.
There's no credibility to it though. Like they're not putting it in their cabinet, are they? Surely, like it's a doorstop. It's a doorstop at best.
Oh, yeah, that was unreal. Yeah, that would be good though. Kneel at the front of the bus and get to Wembley somehow. Yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah, my team. Yeah, well, if there was a chance, then I would keep the same team. But if I was looking to go something different, and that's the good thing about Quidgley, Smallwood, and Tommy Lee is that they've all played a lot of games this season. None of them have played like 4, 5, 6 games. They've all played a good amount of games. Do you know what? I wouldn't be against it going the same team as you and playing Tommy Lee just in behind Quidgley, because I know, and funny enough, I forgot to mention this, but Sil Swinkles, the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman who we had last season, who scored the equaliser against Stockport at home when we drew 1-1. He plays for them. He's actually started the last game, but they rested Dunkley. So if I knew that Chesterfield were going with a back, they play a back 4-4-2-3-1, but if they were going Dunkley and McFadden's 38, but he plays every game. If I knew it was definitely them two, then I probably would go Tommy Lee and Quidgley. Do you know what? I'll do it. I'll go the same team as you. Harbottle, Balmer, Kilgore, Young, Camrich, Sparks, Mola, de Havilland, Shaq, Quidgley up top, scoring a goal in his debut, and then Tommy Lee as well. Now, score predictions. Josh has gone for a 2-1 win, another 2-1 win. Let us know your predictions. I will try and get them up on screen, but if not, I will try and eyeball and try and see if I can see them, because I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, Neil, our Rovers going to make it 3 league wins in a row for the first time in 4 years.
Be tough, but it's definitely doable. You look at Chesterfield. You look at Chesterfield. They've had their odd wobble and slip up. Again, they're good at not dropping point. They're good at getting some out of games that they can't win. But there's been, I think, what was it? They got beat by Newport, didn't they? Really? So like, there's every chance that if you set up correctly, and might even need to ride your luck a little bit, that you can turn them over. The only thing with Chesterfield is they've had a full week's rest. You know what I mean? We're coming off the back of turning around Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. But again, if you can make them hostile and not a great place to come to, and use it to your advantage, and go and get after a side that probably think that they are one of the better sides in the division and want to impose playing the way they want to play on you, but you can get after them and disrupt that and match them for effort, intensity, and you've got what you've got at the top end of the pitch to affect it. There's every chance you can win that game. Go on. I'll say we'll win Saturday.
Aye. Neil's back. What's your score? What's your goal scorers and your actual prediction?
3-2. 3-2. 3-2. Quidgley hat-trick.
Can you imagine?
What's my mate's mate, innit? I'm going to back him. I'll back him every week.
Quidgley hat-trick. Wow. Imagine that, man. Can you imagine? Oh,
yeah, imagine the odds on it.
God, that would be crazy. 3-2. To be fair, what I will say is it's interesting our record with Chesterfield, because our away form against them in the last sort of 12 years, I think it's been there was a 2-0 in there, loss, and then I think the last 4 games we've gone to Chesterfield, we've lost. Chesterfield have scored 3, whether it's been 3-1, 3-2, 3-0. But Rovers since 2012, we've played Chesterfield 3 times at home. We've never lost to them. I think we drew, I want to say 0-0 when we had Derek Ryden up top, and that's a throwback. Christ Almighty, 0-0. I want to say we won 3-2 as well when Tom Eves scored, when we had Tom Eves on loan, when he was like, 19, 20. And then we beat them, I want to say 3-1. I could be wrong, but yeah, we've got a good record against Chesterfield at home. Yeah, you've gone 3-2. Josh has gone 2-1. Let's get to a few comments as well. So, Bazo's gone 2-1 gas. Love that. There's oh my God, this comments thing is going for my absolute nutting. WJHC, Georgia Gas has gone 2-0. Another clean sheet. 3 wins in a row. A Camrich and Quidgley. I will try and get to some more, but this thing is doing my absolute nutting. Lewis has gone 3-1. Any more? I can't see any more, but there might be some. There's a 1-0 as well. Apologies if I can't see your predictions, but please leave them. I will go and look back at them after. Joe's gone 1-1. I can't see any more. My thing's doing my head in. But yeah, most people are going for wins. Keep hitting the like button as well. My score prediction. Oh God. Said 3-0 the other week, 2-1. I'll go for something different. I'll go for Rovers to make it 3 wins in a row and three clean sheets in a row. I'll go 2-0 gas. I will go the same as the other comment I just read from, I think it was Joe, 2-0 with a Camrich and Quidgley getting the goal. So, yeah, why not Quidgley? Horrible striker against them horrible centre-backs that they got. And, yeah, Rovers to win. But, yeah, people are laughing faces when you said Quidgley hat-trick. But you heard it here first, if it does come in. But, yeah, we're going to end it here. Apologies, I know a lot of you have left. I still think there was a super chat, so I apologies that I can't read it out. But if there was a super chat, then I really appreciate it. Yeah, people don't have to super chat, etc. But if there was one, then I really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I will look at the predictions because my thing's gone all crazy. I really apologize for that because, as you know, I try and get as many comments as I can. But yeah, all of us has gone for a wins. Can't remember the last time that happened, but hopefully it can happen for the first time in 4 seasons. Please like if you haven't already. Please hype if you're watching after. Please subscribe. And yeah, just keep up the quality support. We really appreciate it. It was amazing to do another episode chatting about wins. And hopefully we'll be chatting about another win next Thursday and on Saturday as well. Enjoy the rest of your night at the gas.